Welcome to the final part of this sketchbook tour series for my 100-day drawing challenge in 2018 and 2019. I'm just kind of going through and comparing the 2 years to see if there was any kind of improvement. I am going to try and get through these prompts quicker than last time because the last video ended up being really long, so I think the theme of today is to try not to ramble quite as much as usual, because I do have a tendency to ramble on a lot about stuff like I'm doing right now. Let's go. Just kind of find where we left off. Prompt number 51 was bonfire, and I think actually that this is kind of an improvement of this. This isn't a bad attempt, I don't think. In my opinion, I do think there are way too many colours going on. I think there's just way too much going on, and I would have done a lot better if I just stuck to a couple of key colours. And it isn't even coloured well, I don't think. There's a lot of marker coming outside of the lines. I don't know whether I drew this and coloured it in really dark lighting or something, because it really looks like I couldn't see what I was doing. This one is okay, I think. I really appreciate the colour scheme is a lot more edited down in this one, so I just went with the bright orange for the fire and then different blue tones and then some greys, and I think that editing the colour scheme down definitely did it some favours. I appreciate that this circle in the background is to kind of frame the character a little bit, but other than that, there's not a lot going on. I do think this sparkler effect is pretty, so I'm not super into it, but it's okay. We've hit a blank page, so a little bit of a spoiler alert for the 2018 version of this challenge. I didn't actually complete the challenge. There are quite a lot of blank pages towards the end, and this one. In 2019, I actually did complete the challenge, so this is a full completed sketchbook. All 100 prompts are in here. Number 52 was fireworks, so obviously I didn't do anything in 2018 and in 2019. Pretty bad attempt, I think. Fireworks are really difficult to draw traditionally. I think it's a lot easier digitally. But this is just kind of a lazy attempt anyway. The characters aren't even drawn very well, and I've definitely done better backgrounds than this since. Prompt number 53 was butterflies, and I went with kind of a similar colour scheme on both years. And I'm not sure which I prefer, actually. I still quite like this one from 2018. I think it captures the theme pretty well. It's quite clear what this is supposed to be. And I really like the colour scheme. I really like this pink with the blonde and the skin tone too. I think it all looks really nice together. The only thing I would change is the green eyes look a bit out of place. I don't know why I coloured the eyes green. Doesn't really make sense with the rest of the colour scheme. Not sure if you can see that, but I think it would be better if they were blue. I think that the anatomy and the composition could have been a lot better. The lack of background is a little bit odd. I think it would be much better if there was a lot more sort of detail going on, but I don't hate it. I think it's interesting. I quite like this character. And in 2019, really similar colour scheme. I think this is cute. I think it does look a bit closed up because of the wings. I think this pose would be okay if those wings weren't in the background right behind her, because I think it squishes everything up. And I would quite like if the pose was a little bit more extended outwards. Just, I don't know, just change the composition a little bit. Other than that, I quite like it. I think the outfit's cute. I think that the shading on this one is really nice. I think I put a little bit extra effort into it, and I appreciate that. I think the eye colour works a lot better with this one. It's kind of a purpley pink colour as opposed to that green. So the colour scheme is a lot nicer with this one. I think the order got a little bit messed up here, so 54 and 55 are switched. I think we'll compare these two. So 54 in this year and 55 in this year, I think just because of a mistake, was birthday cats. So it's my cat's birthday on this day, so I wanted to add a prompt into the list to kind of commemorate that a little bit. I do think that this is quite a clear improvement from this. I like the colours a lot more. I think there's just too many colours going on in the 2018 version. I don't know why I put so many colours, and I don't even think they work that well together. It was a little bit of a strange colour choice, but I really like all the bright colours used in the 2019 version. I think they work a lot better here. I think that the circle for the background is a nice addition. I think it actually frames them really nicely in this one. And also I think the shape of the cats is a lot better and a lot more appealing in the updated version rather than these. I don't draw cats very often, so I don't think that they're particularly good drawings of cats, but I do think that it's a lot better here than it was in the older version. Considering they were supposed to be based on my actual cats, I think that this is a much better rendition of caricatures of what they look like. So next up, this prompt was a little bit weird. This prompt was to like pick a random page from an art book, like a how to draw book, and look at it for like 5 seconds and then close the book and then try and draw the character from memory. I thought that that would be a really fun challenge, but it was a little bit strange. And obviously it's very difficult to compare the 2 years because these are completely different characters. I didn't put a lot of effort into like the anatomy or the shading or really the colouring at all. And I didn't come up with this character. Obviously it was drawn from memory, but from a how to draw book, so I can't really comment on the character at all. And similarly with this one, I can't really comment on the colour choice or any choices to do with the character. And I also think that the line art and the colouring was a little bit lazy on this year too, probably just due to not having a lot of time. So yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about these. Prompt number 56 was tattoo, and as you can see in 2018 this is an unfinished drawing, it's just a sketch. I wasn't really sure what to do for the prompt tattoo, so in 2018 I kind of attempted to draw someone giving a tattoo, doing a tattoo, rather than just a person sort of with tattoos. I thought that would be an interesting and different thing to attempt to draw, so that's what I went for, but it's unfinished and there's not much else that I really want to say about it because there's not really much else going on. And then in 2019, I didn't really want to attempt this idea again because I didn't really have much strong inspiration for what it would look like or how to draw this particularly, so I did just kind of go with a character who has a lot of tattoos, and I think that it's really cute. I put a sort of cute spin on it. I definitely wanted to try and keep it in my style, and I really like this character. I've actually drawn this character a lot of times since this challenge. She does look a little bit different now since I've kind of tightened up how I want her to look as an original character. She still doesn't have a name, but I like drawing her a lot. I'm not sure that you can necessarily tell that this character was drawn for the prompt tattoo. I think if you looked at this, it does just kind of look like a cute character who happens to have tattoos as opposed to it screaming tattoo as a theme. But I don't think it's bad, I think it works for the prompt. And there is a circle in the background, and you're going to see a lot of circles in this challenge because I really love drawing circles in the background of drawings instead of an actual background. Number 57 was jellyfish, and I think this is actually a really good one to compare. I still really like this drawing from 2018, I think it's really cute. Overall, I really like the concept and the idea here. I love the pink skin and the blue hair and the fact that she's kind of wearing this sort of jellyfish inspired outfit. The way these little tentacle things are flowing about. I think it's really cute. These two jellyfish in the background look a bit odd. They are just sort of slapped on there. And the line art is really sort of basic and flat. Like there's no line weight or anything. It's just one black line. I love that she's kind of very round, has very round features. I think it's really cute for the prompt jellyfish, and I love the colour scheme here. I maybe would take out 1 or 2 of the colours. I think I'd change the colour of these jellyfish. So for the 2019 version, I really appreciate the colour scheme here. I think that the colours work a lot nicer together than in this one. I took out that yellow, which I think was a good choice. I also appreciate that a lot more of this was lineless. So even though the character is outlined, the jellyfish aren't, and some of the like little tentacles and other little elements here aren't actually outlined, which I think works really well and definitely works for the jellyfish in the background a lot better than these do. These just kind of look slapped on there, whereas I feel like these frame the character a lot nicer. And I like a lot of the little details in this too, like her little white freckles and the fact that she's wearing these little pearls. I think the outfit's cute, although I really like this and I would love to redraw this and recreate this outfit exactly and this character exactly. I think that this was a nice upgrade. I gave her very round features again, even down to the little eyelashes being quite round, whereas they're pointy here, so I think it was definitely like an upgrade from this. I do think that the composition of this one is still quite weird though. Like, it's not great here because of the lack of background, but also here it's very strange. It's very closed up. She's kind of sitting, which I think is fine on its own, but then because her outfit is flowing kind of outwards and then her legs are like this, I don't know, I think it makes the composition look weird. I think it would be better if she was extended more, or possibly if I still wanted her to be sitting like this, the outfit should just be flowing down to one side possibly, or maybe I could have had it draped over her legs but kind of weighted down. I get that it's supposed to be floating up because she's in water, or it's supposed to be that effect, but I think it does make the silhouette look strange. The colouring's a little bit messy, so there are tiny little things like that that I would definitely want to tighten up and improve if I were drawing this again, but overall I really, really like it. It's one of my favourite ones that we've looked at. Prompt number 58 was Poppy, so this was for Poppy Day, Remembrance Day, and I don't really have a lot to say about either of these. I will say that I like that I was attempting to draw something different and something new. I hardly ever attempt realistic artwork, and I certainly don't draw wildlife or flowers or anything like that often, so I like that I was trying something new, and I actually don't think this looks that bad. I'm kind of proud of it. I did copy it from a photograph, but it's for the most part sort of painted or in like a painter's style as opposed to the kind of graphic style that I normally colour in, so I appreciate that I was doing something different and trying something new. But it's not that great. I mean, you know, I should probably fill a whole sketchbook with stuff like this just for practice, but it isn't really like a finished illustration at the end of the day, so. Prompt number 59 was to draw my original character, and I like this actually. I think this is really cute. I definitely think that this is kind of an improvement from this. This doesn't feel finished. There's not really any shading, there's just no background at all, so it does feel kind of very unfinished, and it is very interesting to me that she looks so much different. Like, her features have definitely changed over the years, and I don't really remember consciously making that decision, but it is cool that I've kind of tightened up my idea of how she looks and how to draw her, essentially. So the features, you can tell, are kind of the same. I always draw this eye shape for her. Her hair stayed the same, but I do feel like it's kind of improved. I definitely have a much stronger idea of what I want her to look like. Her outfit's pretty much the same except for changing the shoe colour, which I think was a good choice. I think it looks a lot better here. The only things I would really improve with this is just a little bit more attention to detail, a little bit more kind of attention in the line weight, in the way it's coloured and the way it's shaded, and I think the pose is a little bit strange. I'm not sure these arms are quite drawn properly, so a few anatomy errors. But overall I really like this, and I think it's a good improvement, so it would be cool to do this a third time and see if it jumps again and looks even better. Prompt number 60 was geometric. I don't like either of these, but I'm not super mad about them. Like, I don't hate them. I don't viscerally hate looking at them, but I don't like them either. I don't think either of them are particularly good. I don't have much to say about the 2018 version. I sort of get why I drew this for geometric. She's sort of made up of shapes, and there's some shapes in the background. It's certainly very unfinished though. I do appreciate that I attempted to draw a profile of a character rather than them facing forward. I think that that's something that I definitely need to practice more. I don't really like the 2019 version either. Again, I sort of understand what I was going for geometric. The dress is washi tape, so it's shiny, and it had this kind of geometric-esque pattern on, which is why I chose it. I don't really like the colour choice. I'm not really sure why I went with like brown and gold and grey and then this bright blue. Not really sure how I feel about it. I'm not sure there's enough of that bright blue for it to really stand out. Like it's just here and here, which seems odd. And it is in the jewellery a little bit, but you can't really see it properly. So I think overall it does look strange that there's just these two blocks of blue here and then grey, and then the dress is a different colour and then the hair's a different colour. So I think the colour scheme is really messy. The pose is just kind of boring. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it, but I don't like it. I do think her hairstyle is interesting and kind of weird, but I appreciate that. Other than that though, I don't have anything else to say. Prompt number 61 was cactus, and these are cute. I think they're cute. I think in 2018 it was a pretty good attempt. I like the ideas. I like that I went for lots of different kinds of cactus. I'm not really sure of the perspective here and why these in the background are like so far away. There's sort of a little table, but it doesn't really make sense. I'm not really sure about that. But I do like it. I like the character. I like that she's wearing all green and lots of different shades of green. I think that's really cute. I think it works well with like the hair colour. I think colouring the different plant pots different colours was a cute choice. And I like her outfit. I like this elongated kind of, she's got this like long cardigan, long skirt. That hand's pretty well drawn for 2018. But yeah, the composition's kind of weird. I do appreciate that I was trying to add some interest to the background, but they are sort of haphazardly placed. I'm not really sure about that. I do definitely think the 2019 version is kind of an upgrade on that. I think that this is really cute for the prompt. I went for a much more kind of pastel colour scheme, so it's like all green and purple, and then there's a little bit of pink. But it's mostly all green and purple, and then this skin tone, which I think is really cute, along with the green. I really like her outfit. Again, I went for something different than this year. I think deliberately, because I didn't want to recreate the exact same character for every single one of these prompts, so I went for something a bit different. But I do think the outfit's cute. Love this big collar. And the fact that her hair's green and her like eyelashes are green, and she's got this like little flower on her head to kind of represent the little flowers on the cactus. I do think it's cute overall as a concept. Another circle in the background. Again, you're going to be seeing that a lot. And I do like that there are little cactuses growing out of the circle in the background. Have I been saying cactuses this whole time? I apologise. Cacti is correct, I believe. I'm sorry. I do like that they're growing out of the background. I think that's a cute little detail, and I like this overall. I think the composition is quite nice. She's very sort of front and centre, and then there's all this stuff happening around her. I like it. What really jumps out at me as my least favourite thing is just the line art. On a lot of these it's just one thin black line, and there's like not really any kind of line weight, and I just kind of wish that I'd taken a little bit of extra time to add that little bit more detail in. But I do think that this is really cute. I actually really like this. Okay, so it's going to be really difficult to compare these two because they are completely different. In 2018, I did a few little kind of Christmas card designs. I'm not really sure why I added those prompts in, but that's what the prompts were for a couple of these. I decided not to do that in 2019, so a few of the prompts changed and the order changed around a little bit. I do want to say that I actually really like this illustration. It might be one of my favourites from 2018. I do think it's really cute as a little Christmas card design. It's very Christmassy. Love the colour scheme. Just, I mean, it's classic kind of red and green. I like this little fairy character and the tinsel's cute. And I love the little tights. It's adorable. And I actually really like the concept of like a little Christmas fairy who has these ornaments hanging off of the wings. I kind of want to recreate that idea and draw it better. And I like that her earrings are little baubles. Cute. I actually really like this. That's pretty high quality artwork for 2018 considering the other stuff we've been looking at. So this was a completely different prompt. Number 62 for 2019 was balloons, and this was actually a redraw of an old doodle that I did that's on my Instagram. I'll throw it up on the screen so you can see it. I'm not even really sure this is an improvement of the old one. As I recall, I still really like the old one and the simplicity of it. I'm not even really sure that this is an improvement on that. Another circle again. And I'd already drawn this, and it was only when I looked back on it that I was like struck by how much this reminds me of Pinkie Pie. So that wasn't my intention, but that could be Pinkie Pie. That's very, I mean, the balloons and everything. Yeah. This could be drawn a lot better. I'm not sure I really like this particularly. I think the mouth is weird. Why is it? I don't know. I don't know. The next two in 2018 were also supposed to be Christmas card designs, but I never finished them. So we're just gonna skip to this one, which I believe is actually the next one in this sketchbook because I moved the order around a bit. So the next few prompts, I really wanted to draw all the different colours of the rainbow. I thought it would be a really cute idea. I wanted to kind of anthropomorphize and sort of characterize these colours, and it was kind of an excuse to use a lot of shades of that one colour all at once. And I really, really like these prompts. I just thought it was a really cute idea. I wanted to do all the colours, and I had a lot of fun with these characters in both years. I mentioned in the last two videos I think, just how much I kind of enjoy creating characters and sort of characterizing different themes, and this was a lot of fun. So in 2018 I kind of went the route of drawing a lot of different little objects that relate to that colour. And I didn't end up doing that in 2019, but I did put a lot more effort into the way that the characters look. So for red, I went with kind of a similar thing for both. In fact, I actually think I redrew the same characters. Yeah, I'm starting to remember now. In 2019, I think I actually looked at these guys and tried to redraw them and kind of improve the designs. I do think the composition of the old ones are all quite weird. She's sort of just kind of floating, and I think the anatomy could be improved and the colouring could be improved. But I like this character. I think it's fun. I do think that the shades of red would work a lot better together if they were kind of shaded and had a little bit more detail put into them. I even shaded the skin tone with a red tone, and her skin tone is a lot more warm in the 2019 version, which I think makes a lot of sense for red because red's such a warm toned colour. I really wanted to do a much warmer skin tone as well to go along with that. I even coloured her eyes a kind of brownish red in this one, whereas they're green here, which I don't think really fits. So this is really like all red. And there's a circle in the background of every single one of these, so get ready for a lot of circles. And also these little hearts I did on every single character because I thought it was cute. Next is orange. I love this one too. I love all the colours. I really think that these are some of the best designs and some of the best sort of character designs from this whole challenge. I had a lot of fun with them. I had a lot of fun drawing them, and I really like all of them. Again, I tried to recreate the same character, but I just kind of updated the outfit, made it a bit better. Obviously there's a lot more shading going on here. I think the colours work a lot better together, especially since they're actually shaded, whereas here it's kind of like they're just blocks of colour. Again, it is just kind of weird that the characters in 2018 are just kind of floating in space. I'm not really sure about that. They are actually standing in the 2019 version, so I think that makes a bit more sense. Next up is yellow. Again, why is she just floating in space? I don't know why I drew these characters just kind of floating. At least it kind of looks like she's jumping in this one, I suppose. Sort of. I did change the outfit quite a lot for yellow. I think it was the one that needed the most updating, because this was just a little bit boring, so I just kind of updated it a little bit. I did try for the colour characters to make all of the outfits very different from one another, so they're all very like different lengths, they all have different cuts and different shapes and stuff. Yellow in 2019 might be my least favourite. If I had to pick a least favourite, I actually still like this. I think it's cute. The pose is quite cute. Tried to incorporate the colour into the skin tone, into the eyes, into everything, just so that it was overwhelmingly yellow because that was the theme. There's just not that much detail, and I think it might be kind of the most basic character design, and I do think the pose is a little bit squished up. Next up is green. I love this character. I think she's so cute. I did change the hairstyle quite a lot. I changed a couple of other little details, but I love this character. I think this one turned out so cute for some reason. It's one of my favourites. Again, this pose and the anatomy here is really weird. I don't know. I don't really like this 2018 version, to be honest, alongside the other colours. I'm not really sure about this one. The actual quality of the artwork is a little bit strange. The anatomy's really weird, the colouring's weird. So yeah, I'm not sure about this one, but I do really like the updated version. I love her outfit. I incorporated the green theme into everything again. A little bit less so into the skin tone for green because I didn't really want it to look diseased, but I did add it a little bit, and the line art is green here and there as well to just incorporate the green as much as possible. The eyes are green. I gave her all green makeup, which I think looks so cute. She's so cute. I really like her. I changed the hair a little bit. Did I say that already? I tied it up. I don't know why, but I do think it works. It looks really cute. I really like her. She's so cute. I want to redraw just the green character. Maybe I should redraw all of them in one illustration. Would that be cool? You let me know. Next up is blue. I think this one could have been drawn better. I think I was so desperate to make all of their poses different from one another, so I wasn't drawing the exact same thing over and over again. That this pose ended up not being my favourite. I did want them to all look similar and have kind of similar proportions, but they're all kind of in a similar style. That's kind of the big eyes and the sort of shortened proportions was supposed to be consistent along them. The circle in the background is kind of consistent. The little hearts here and there and the style that they were drawn and coloured in. So they were supposed to look like a set, right? So if you put them like alongside each other, they all kind of look like a little collection. But then I wanted certain things to be really different about them, like the poses and the outfits and that kind of thing. I wanted to be very different from one another. And obviously she's wearing loads of blue makeup, which I think is really cute. The outfit's all blue, the eyes are blue. I'm not really sure why I changed the hairstyle. I think this looks really cute. I'm not sure why I changed it for this one. I kind of wish I'd just done that again. I think it looks really cool. I do think that the outfit here is an improvement of this one. It's still a little bit weird though. I'm not sure how I feel about the outfit. It's kind of cute, I suppose, but I don't know. I think I could change it a little bit. And here's purple. I thought it'd be really difficult to split it up into indigo and violet, so it is just purple. I really like this character too. I definitely think this, again, is like an improvement of the older one. The outfit, again, I really wanted the outfit to be like different from all the others, in terms of the length of things and what have you. Just try to incorporate that colour as much as possible. The purple eyes, adding a lot of purple into like the skin tone and the line art and everything, just to make it as like overwhelmingly purple as possible. I think it's really cute. I like this one too. I like all of these as a collection and as a set. I think they look really cute and I'm really happy with them. They're some of my favourite character designs from this whole challenge. And next we have rainbow. So after drawing all those rainbow prompts where I did a character for each colour, I wanted to do all the colours all at once. So this is supposed to be a rainbow character. And actually I prefer the old one in a lot of ways. I really wanted to take this drawing, which I already really liked from 2018, and just update it and improve it and make it so much better in 2019, and I think that I just messed up. I really don't like the face, and I feel like that's what you really look at. Really, with any drawing of a character, I feel like your eye is drawn to their face first, and I think I kind of messed it up. It looks weird to me, I don't know, it's like weirdly proportioned. I don't think it looks right. I also feel like the composition of this is really closed up. I mean, it's difficult because I really wanted to draw a character with this like really long hair that's all rainbow colours, and then her outfit is rainbow colours. I don't know, somehow it works better in the 2018 version than here. I think there's a lot that could have been improved with it. I do really like the rainbow eyes. I'm not sure whether you can tell, but the eyes are rainbow. I tried to add even more sparkles and details and stuff into this one, and somehow it just looks too much and it looks really messy. I don't know how, but here I managed to get like the perfect amount. I think it looks really cute. I don't know, I just feel like I didn't manage to improve it as much as I wanted to. I do appreciate there's a little bit more movement in the skirt. It looks very stationary here, where it is kind of swishing a little bit here, so I appreciate that. I don't think there's enough white here. I like about this that there's so much rainbow going on, but then the top is white, so it is kind of a a break for the eye because there's just so much rainbow going on. And I think making the waistband white as well was a good idea here, whereas here you've only got this little bit of white, so it ends up being too much rainbow. I like the clouds swirling around still, but I feel like the shape of the rainbow kind of here works better than it does here. I don't know, I think the direction here works better than it does. I don't know. I'm not sure I like this. I feel like I failed to really update it. So because of those Christmas card prompts earlier, I moved the order around a little bit, so the rainbow prompts ended up being earlier in the list than they were the year previous, so there's a few here that we need to sort of catch up on. So in 2019 I just decided to kind of draw whatever I wanted for these next few, so I'm just going to go through them really briefly. This one was a redraw of a character I drew a few years ago. I don't really have a lot to say about it. I do feel like the artwork itself is kind of lazy, the line art, I don't know. It wasn't really planned out very well. Another circle in the background though. The character's cute, but I feel like this drawing is kind of lazy. I actually really like this one. This is another original character of mine who I've drawn a lot of times. I love her a lot. I really love her design. So this was another drawing of her. I just felt like drawing her on this day. I like the little square, the fact that there's this little detail on the side. The little hearts I think are cute. I think the composition of it is fine. And I love her outfit. I think her outfit's so cute. This one I really don't like. I tried to do a similar thing because I liked that previous one so much. I tried to do a similar thing with the square and the little detail here, and then another redrawing of a character I drew a little while ago. So I drew this character for the first time in a different sketchbook, and it was one of my favourite illustrations from that sketchbook. I think it was so cute, but this doesn't really do it justice. I think that the colour scheme is a little bit weird, and really just the artwork is lazy here. I didn't really think about it for long enough, and the composition's strange and the line art's really bad. Prompt number 73 was gymnastics, and I went for kind of a similar idea on both years, and I don't really like either of them. This is just kind of lazy, the colouring's bad, the line art's bad. There wasn't a super clear idea here or much inspiration really. I do think that this is drawn slightly better, there's at least some shading going on. There is kind of a clear sort of colour scheme, circle in the background again. I don't think it's necessarily like badly drawn, but I just think it's kind of boring. There's not really much going on, much inspiration behind this. I mean, it works for the gymnastic prompt. Yeah, I don't really like it. Prompt number 74 was fireflies, and in 2018, again, I sort of appreciate my effort of trying to do a background. The grass isn't completely coloured, it's just coloured at the edges. I think probably just because I didn't have a green marker. I appreciate that I tried to do this like bold lighting effect by adding this bright yellow on the character to look like light. I appreciate it, but it doesn't really look good. I went with kind of a pastel colour scheme for 2019. I love using pastel colours, so I know kind of why I chose to do that. I don't think that the fireflies are quite as effective on a pastel background than they are on a dark background. And again, I think lighting effects and stuff are much easier digitally than they are traditionally, but I tried and I think the character's cute. I definitely like the colour scheme. But there isn't too much that's like that visually interesting about it, to be honest. Number 75 was piano, and I really liked this from 2019. For some reason, it was the most liked on Instagram out of all of the drawings that I posted. I posted every single one of these drawings from this 100-day challenge, and for some reason, this one got the most attention. I'm not sure why. Oh, apart from the rainbow one, but that was because I paid to promote it, so that one doesn't count. But this one was genuinely the most liked without being promoted, and I'm not really sure why. I do like it, and I think it's cute, but it's not that spectacular, so I don't really know why. Let me know if you like this and why. So in 2018, I tried to actually draw an actual piano and a person playing the piano, And again, I appreciate the effort I was putting into these 2018 drawings, just that I was attempting different things and different angles and backgrounds and things that I don't know how to draw, but I was trying it anyway. I really like that and appreciate that, but it's not great. The colouring is really bad, like it's really patchy, there's no shading. And I like this from 2019, it's cute. I went for a different approach on the piano theme. Instead of just drawing a piano, I kind of went with more of a guitar. I actually was going to draw the little like shoulder strap thing and just genuinely forgot. And then I'd finished the drawing and was like, oh, I was supposed to draw that, but then I didn't. And I also did these piano keys on the skirt, which I think is so cute. I do really like the colour scheme here. I think that this orange and pink look really cute together, and the blonde hair, and I do like the fact that the hair is very dynamic, and circle in the background again. Yeah, I love the colour scheme. I love the little, it's almost kind of Magical Girl inspired, like almost as though she's sort of music themed, sort of magical girl. And this is her weapon. The composition's okay, the shading's pretty okay. I do think the face is a little bit weird though, a little bit of a weird angle on it, I don't know. Number 76 was Bakery, and we have another unfinished prompt from 2018. I think I was going to attempt to draw a whole scene here. It's like landscape, so I was going to attempt to draw a whole scene here. It was supposed to be a bakery. I wanted to do all these little shelves with lots of stuff stocked, and like I was going to really think about the perspective. It never ended up getting finished, I think because doing a whole scene is kind of a daunting task, especially for a 100-day drawing challenge. But yeah, I just love that in 2018 for some reason I was really going for it. I really thought that I could draw all these big elaborate scenes and things, and I was really going for it. It is a shame that it never ended up getting finished, but in 2019 this is a much more basic idea. I do think that it's cute. I really like the colour scheme. I think the character's cute, this little apron with the frills on. Aw, I do think it's cute, but it is so much more basic in comparison to the whole kind of scenes I was attempting in 2018. I did add this little washi tape on the sides. I like these little strawberries, they're cute. She's kind of holding this little tray with a little cupcake. I do like the little bit of movement. Just adds a little bit of interest, but it's just kind of boring. It's kind of boring. Like, it's cute, but it's also not really that visually interesting. Number 77 was Robot, and this was another one of those prompts that was like, why did I add this into the challenge? Because I don't really like drawing robotic stuff. I suppose the prompt was there to try and challenge me, but I didn't have a lot of fun with it. In 2018, I think I just took that prompt kind of literally and was like, I guess I'll just kind of draw a robot character. I don't know. It was, I kind of hate this. There isn't really anything interesting about it. In 2019, I just decided, you know what? I don't really want to do this robot prompt, but since I have to, I guess I'll just draw a cute character. So this is a little bit sort of J-fashion, Fairy K inspired. With the outfit, the clothes. I do think the outfit is really cute. The little bag, the little accessories, the stickers on the face, and the jewellery and everything. But you can't really tell that this is supposed to be a robot, I don't think. Without the robot prompt sort of written on there, you can't really tell what's going on. There's a square in the background instead of a circle, but yeah, it's just kind of like, I don't know, there isn't really much going on. I don't really want to like look at this for a long time. There wasn't a lot of inspiration behind it, but it does the job, I guess. Number 78 was Fizzy Watermelon. It was supposed to be kind of inspired by those like little fizzy like watermelon sweets. For some reason I really like them. I find them aesthetically pleasing, so I really wanted to do a character based on that. And I do think that this is like an improvement of this, so I'm really happy about that. The anatomy is kind of weird in the 2018 one, the colouring is patchy, all the usual stuff that I've been saying about these, but I like the character and I like the idea behind this. I actually think that the short hair looks cuter here than the longer hair here. So I kind of wish I'd kept the same hairstyle, maybe, sort of. There's a little box in the background to frame the character, which I think actually looks good here. The little watermelon sweets are placed a little bit more strategically rather than kind of being randomly all over the place. I like the pose here better than the old one. I think it makes more sense, but I do kind of wish it was a little bit more extended, just to make the composition and the pose and the silhouette a little bit more clear. I think I could have pushed it a little bit further, but I do like it. I think it's really cute. I love this little effect of using little white dots as the like sugar coating. I think it's really cute. I do like the changes to the outfit. I put a little bit more detail into the skirt and gave her kind of a long sleeve top instead of this, which I do think is cute, but I'm not really sure why I went for such a yellowy green here, whereas it's a different shade of green for the skirt. I do kind of wish I'd used this shade of green for the whole thing, maybe except for the eyes, which I really like, in that bright green. But I like it, and I do think that this is kind of an improvement on this. I think this is a lot more well drawn than the old one. Number 79 was 1920s. I don't really like either of these. I don't really think that they're that good. The 2018 one is okay. I definitely looked up a lot of different references and stuff to try and create this character, and I think I got the face pretty good. I really wanted to try and recreate that very sort of iconic makeup style. I tried to do it again in 2019, but it doesn't really work. It's not really quite the right shape. I think I pretty much just redrew the same character, but then changed the colours a little bit and added this circle. There is a little bit more kind of shading and highlight kind of going on with this one, and obviously the addition of the circle in the background, but it's not really much of an update. I don't really like it very much. Prompt number 80 was juggling, and I think this is cute. I like all the bright colours. I'm not really sure what the inspiration for this was or why I drew this, but it does fit the prompt. I like the bright colours. It's kind of interesting and different, so I guess I can give it points for that. In 2019, I decided to give it more of a theme, so I went with a mermaid character, and she is juggling shells, and I think it's really cute. I actually quite like the colour scheme. The green hair and the green eyes I think is really cute, with this kind of peachy colour and the blue tail, and then these shells are kind of multicoloured. And then there's this kind of box in the background coloured in this pale blue to look like water, which I think is cute. There's all little sparkles and bubbles and stuff. This is fine, I think. I kind of like it. I think that the line art could have been improved a lot, and the way that it's coloured I think could have been improved a lot. It's kind of messy, and I used a lot of different colours that maybe didn't work together, so like the green hair is shaded with like blue and pink. I'm not really sure why I made that decision. Okay, so prompt number 81 was kind of convoluted in 2018. So the prompt was originally meant to be to like turn to different pages in some sort of how to draw book, and then use like different elements from each page that you flip to create this kind of new amalgamated character, which is what I did in 2018. And as to be expected, it just kind of all doesn't work together. But it's also just kind of boring and not drawn well, so overall this was kind of a failure. I don't really think any of the elements work well together, but also it's a lazy drawing. The line art is really messy, and the colouring is messy, and she's just kind of floating in space. Again, this is like white void in the background again. So in 2019, I basically just decided I didn't want to do that. So I changed the prompt to just to create a new character. So I just came up with a new character, and I really like her. I think this artwork overall could be improved. Again, the line art is really bad for some reason. I love the colour scheme. I have drawn her a couple of times since drawing this, so she has kind of become an original character. I'm so bad at naming my characters. None of them have names. Who is making all that noise outside? Shush. Please. Shh, 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 be quiet. Okay. What was I saying? None of my characters have names because I'm bad at naming them, and they end up not having names. If you made it this far in the video, comment for a name suggestion for this character. I like her very much, and I draw her a lot, but she doesn't have a name. Prompt number 82 was Forest Spirit, and I don't like this at all. So in 2018, this is another unfinished drawing. I kind of like the idea and where it was going. I think I was attempting to maybe put a background on it, or was thinking about putting a background on it. She's kind of creating these like little sprouts from the ground, these little plants, and I think it's cute, and yeah, it maybe could have been cute if it had been finished. This I feel like is so lazy. I guess I didn't have a lot of time. This looks rushed, like the line art's really bad, the colouring's pretty bad. Kind of get where I was going with this for forest spirit. She's kind of creating these like little vines around the edge of the circle in the background, of course. It's just really lazy and like really rushed. I can clearly tell like the shading isn't even like placed in the right places because I clearly rushed this. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it. Let's keep going. Prompt number 83 was bubblegum, and I actually really like these. We'll start with the 2018 version. I've been saying this over and over again, but like it could have been drawn so much better. The anatomy, the colouring, it's patchy, there's no shading. But I like the idea and I appreciate the concept here for bubblegum. I think it's cute. I definitely wanted to use this kind of bright bubblegum pink. It's really cute. I like her outfit. I think it's sweet. It's cute. But there could have been so much more done with this. I think it is kind of flat and basic. So I think for 2019 I wanted to improve that. I do appreciate the background, the two circles and the pink and the blue, and she's kind of sitting on them. I think that's cute, the way she's kind of interacting with the background. Unfortunately, I think with this one I just don't like the face. I don't know, I don't like the eyes. I do think the proportions of the face are a bit odd. I do like the proportions of the body. I used very like round shapes. I think for the bubblegum theme overall I gave her like very rounded hair and like a round face and very rounded kind of features overall, which I think is cute to go with the whole theme. But yeah, I don't like the face, unfortunately. I'm not really keen on it. I do appreciate this overall. There's a lot of shading and it's kind of depth to this, so I definitely put some effort into it. And again, I really like that colour scheme of that bright bubblegum pink and the bright blue, and yeah, I think it's cute. I just wish the face was a little bit better drawn. I'm not really keen on it. Number 84 was snacks, and 2018 there's another unfinished drawing. I somehow got as far as the line art, or like colouring it. The line art's done and I'd started colouring it, but for some reason never finished colouring it. So I think the concept for this was this character was supposed to be kind of sitting, these little snacks and little foods and stuff floating around in the background. I do think the composition of this is interesting. I think this could have been really cool and interesting if I'd finished it, because there are so many little details in the background. But I think the character's kind of basic in comparison to how much is going on in the background. I don't know what the colour scheme would have been like. This wrist does look broken though. I don't think that, well maybe, nah. That hand's broken. For 2019, went with kind of a more generic cute kind of take on the snacks theme, so I went with a lot of cute stuff. I do like this. I think this character's cute. I like this as a drawing. I like looking at it. I think the character's cute. I love this hairstyle. I love the hair colour and the skin tone together. There's maybe too many colours going on. I think there's maybe one too many colours going on. I do like this blue and the orange, but maybe not with the pink. Or I like the blue and pink, but not with the orange, or the orange and pink, but not with the blue. I think something could have been removed, and also why are the eyes green, then why weren't they blue to go along with that? I don't know. But I love these cute little snacks in the background. This ice cream is kind of galaxy rainbow, like purple and blue and pink. I think that's really cute. She has a little rainbow lollipop. It is cute. I think it's adorable, but it is a little bit messy. The shading on this is messy, and the line art isn't great. And like I mentioned with the colours, I think maybe one or two colours could have been removed, but I think it's cute. I don't know why I like this one so much. I don't know. Maybe just because I had fun drawing it. It is really odd. I don't know what the psychological thing is behind that, but I tend to like my artwork better if I had a good time drawing it, which is odd because it's not necessarily well drawn, but I just like looking at it. I don't know. Number 85 was neon, and I don't like these. I don't like them. So 2018, I think I just took the neon prompt. Kind of literally, I just used neon colours, very bright colours. I kind of did a neon sign inspired little thing up here, but I don't know why it's there, just kind of slapped in the corner. This pose is weird, the composition's weird. I don't even really like this character very much. Yeah, just kind of boring overall. I kind of understand the step I took for 2019. So I looked at this and was like, okay, I need to add like a black background so that the neon colours pop. So I kind of understand the decision to do that. But then the colours look really dulled down, I think because I tried to shade them a little bit too much. I think I thought, oh, this needs shading because that looks so flat. Then it just kind of dulled down the colours, so this doesn't even really look that neon in comparison. And I understand why I did the black circle in the background, and then I wrote neon again. At least the composition is slightly better than this one. This one really just looks like they're slapped on there, whereas this one I think at least kind of makes sense. But I don't really like it that much. I don't know. So prompt number 86 was, I did this prompt earlier in the challenge and I decided to do it again because it was really fun. So it was to use a random number generator twice and then mix together those two prompts from the list. So in 2018 I got mermaid and magma. It's very similar to the magma prompt, except a mermaid, so there isn't really much to say. I do like that the orange is really bright, that kind of neon orange colour. I think this is kind of cute, it's kind of interesting, but at the same time, the composition's a bit weird, the colouring is a bit messy, the line art is messy. I don't know. It's okay. And then in 2019, I got mermaid again. So yeah, I somehow managed to randomly generate mermaid twice. But for 2019, I got mermaid and water. For a second then I was like, is water even a prompt in this list? But then I remembered it's from the like 4 elements. So there was like fire, air, water, so it's that one. I was like, I don't remember doing a water prompt, but yeah, I do remember now. Mermaid and water are some pretty easy prompts to mix together. I think the point of adding this prompt in to do the random number generator was more supposed to be you would get 2 random prompts and then it would be like, how do you mix these together? Do something interesting and innovative to mix them together to create a new character. But mermaid and water are pretty easy to mix. I could have done like a water mermaid though, like I could have done a mermaid made of water. It was kind of like, that would be interesting, but it would also be difficult to draw. So I just drew a mermaid. I think, you know, I was feeling worn out by this point in the challenge, to be honest, because I'd been keeping up the momentum of trying to do a drawing every day for 100 days, and this is number 86, so I was definitely getting worn out at this point, so I don't think there was any part of my brain that wanted to attempt to do like a water mermaid. I think I was just like, you know what, I randomly generated mermaid, so that's what I'm gonna draw. That's what we have. I like the colour scheme, the purple and green, it looks cute. She's cute. I like the outfit. I tried to do something a little bit different from the other mermaids I'd drawn in this challenge. I think that the line art and the colouring, the shading could have been better. There's a lot more that I could have done with this and a lot more that I could have added to this character to make her stand out, be a little bit more interesting, but it's fine. It's fine. It's cute. So we have another unfinished drawing from 2018 and a pretty lazy drawing from 2019, to be honest. Number 87 was Magician. So obviously this was unfinished in 2018, so I guess you can kind of see the direction it was going to go in, but it never ended up getting finished. And then for 2019 I went with something kind of cute, as I normally do. So I really liked the idea of doing kind of a child character who was performing this magic trick and then is shocked when an actual rabbit shows up. It was an excuse to draw a cute rabbit. I like this outfit, I think the colours are cute. I definitely think this is weird, like, clearly I didn't have a lot of time or I was a little bit lazy on this day because there's not a lot going on. It's very small. There is some shading, but it looks kind of haphazardly thrown on there. I think the idea is cute, but the execution of it was a little bit lazy. So this isn't the best. And we have a blank page from 2018. You can kind of see the next prompt underneath through the page. Number 88 was cocktail. I ended up not doing it in 2018. In 2019, this is what I came up with. I really don't like this drawing. I can kind of understand the concept and where I was coming from with this. It was cocktail inspired. But it's not that innovative. I like the colour scheme. I definitely wanted to go for like bright yellows and oranges. I like the little orange slices in her hair. It's a cute detail. I like the eyes. The anatomy's weird and it looks rushed. Like the line art and the shading looks really rushed. So I guess I just rushed this one. Prop number 89 was In the Clouds, and again, another unfinished drawing from 2018. You're going to see a lot of that sort of towards the end of the challenge. They're going to kind of taper off a little bit and be very unfinished. I did complete the whole challenge in 2019, which I'm very proud of, so we're still going to look at all of the prompts from 2019. So for In the Clouds, you can kind of see what I was going for 2018. It is just kind of a character sitting on a cloud. So I went with a slightly different idea in 2019. We have a cloud-themed character. She has cloud hair and a cloud dress, which I think is a cute idea. I love this colour in the background, the kind of dark greyish blue, and then it fades into this light blue. So I think the colour scheme is cute. There aren't really like a lot of super interesting ideas going on here, and the shading is pretty messy. It looks, again, just kind of haphazardly placed, like I didn't have a lot of time. Prompt number 90 was Playing Cards Redraw. So this is a redraw of a really old drawing of mine. So I think the original version of this drawing was actually done in 2011. So I will throw that up on the screen for you if I can find it. And so this in 2018 was a redraw of that, and then this was a redraw of that again. So it's kind of interesting to see the progression of artwork throughout the years. I definitely think there's a big jump between these two, which is really cool. I'm really happy that I was able to really improve this idea. So there are a couple of little changes to the character and the outfit and stuff, but here there's like no shading, it's very flat. The pose and the composition is kind of weird, but it's sort of fine, and it's definitely improvement on the original from 2011. But this, I feel like, is a real jump, and I'm really proud of that. I added a little collar, which I thought was cute, and changed the sleeves, and I do think they look cuter here. It's just kind of flat, and then I changed the colour of the skirt too to make it like smaller pleats, and then I added all the colours in. I do just think that the anatomy and the colouring here is kind of improved. Just kind of walking. I like that there's a little bit of movement to the drawing. I'd love to redraw this again next year, or maybe sort of every year, to see how my art has progressed. Number 91 was Ribbons, and another unfinished one from 2018. I don't really like this drawing from 2019 either. I think it was just a little bit lazy. It does fit the prompt. I did a lot of different ribbons and bows and stuff for the prompt. I think it's kind of cute. I kind of like the hairstyle. I do think it's kind of interesting, but the composition here is obviously very closed up. It's kind of difficult to tell at first glance what's going on. The line art's not very good, the shading is not very good. It does just kind of seem rushed again. It's another one that seems like I didn't put quite as much effort into it as I maybe did some of the other drawings. Prompt number 92 was Umbrella. And this is another one that seems kind of rushed. I really don't like this 2018 version at all. I like that the water's kind of dripping off of the umbrella. That's kind of cute. The colour scheme is weird. I don't know why she's dressed in all orange, but then the umbrella is yellow. And then 2019, I don't really like this either. I think the colour scheme is fine. The composition is sort of fine again, but I don't really like it. I think the execution of it is not very good. I think it's just a little bit lazily drawn, a little bit rushed. I think the composition could have been extended a little bit. I don't know. I don't think this umbrella should be like right up against her head. Like, it should have been moved a little bit further away just to really space out the shapes. And other than that, it's just kind of boring. I don't really know what's going on. It doesn't really have a clear inspiration behind it. It's just kind of, I mean, it does the job for the prompt, and it's certainly not the worst drawing in the sketchbook, but it's not that great either. Number 93 was Ice Skating, and I'd gotten to the point of the line art in the 2018 version but never ended up colouring it. I actually still kind of like this sketch. It's cute. I like the character. I think the curly hair is cute. I actually really like this drawing from 2019. I mean, there's a lot that could have been done with it to make it more elaborate or whatever. I mean, it could have added a whole background, but for what it is, I actually really like it. I like that there's a little bit of movement in like the outfit and the hair. I like her expression. I think she's really cute. I love the colour scheme. There's maybe one too many colours going on here. one of the colours probably could have been removed and it would have been a little bit better. I do like the pastel colour scheme. I think it works for the ice skating prompt. I think it's really cute. I like this character. I think she's pretty well drawn. I mean, yeah. The line art could have been better. The colouring's pretty good. I clearly put some kind of effort into this and I enjoyed myself with it. I love this jumper with the little snowflake on the front. It's so cute, and that colour. I love it. Number 94 was snow. Just snow. Here's a snowman. This obviously didn't end up getting finished. And this one is quite small. It's okay. I'm not super keen on the colour scheme. I kind of understand what I was going for the snow prompt. Oh, I forgot to mention, so this is towards the end of the challenge at this point. We're on number 94. And because this challenge was between September and December, the challenge actually ended on the 23rd of December. So I did some kind of wintry and then some kind of Christmas themed prompts towards the end of the challenge. So snow was kind of the beginning of that. I guess ice skating as well. I like the white hair, I like the snow on the background, I think that looks cute. I understand why I used red and green, because they're kind of Christmassy colours, but I don't really think it works with the other colours, like the blue and the brown. I'm not really sure why there's so many colours going on. And it's just kind of boring, I don't really understand what's going on, she's just kind of standing there. It's alright, but I don't really like it. Prompt number 95 was warm fireplace, and again another unfinished drawing from 2018. I think actually that's it for this one. Yeah, so this is our final illustration from 2018. I guess I got really overwhelmed with the challenge and drawing every day, and also, like I said, this was the run up to Christmas, so there was a lot of other stuff going on as well as this challenge, so I think that's why I ended up not finishing these in 2018. But in 2019 we still have a lot of other drawings to look at. So warm fireplace, I appreciate the idea here. Clearly it's a warm fireplace. It looks very cozy. I do think, again, there's just like one too many colours here. I think maybe the green I would remove. I'm not really sure why I went with this shade of orange. Yeah, I think the colour scheme could have been changed a little bit to make it a little bit better, but I do really like this. I think it's cute, it's cozy. I like that I went for that kind of bold highlight to make it look like the firelight was illuminating everything. Blank page of shame. Number 96 was gingerbread. I love this character. I love this illustration, actually. I'm really proud of this. I really put a lot of effort into this one and the next one. And the next few, really. I had a lot of fun with this. I love everything about this. I think that the pose could have been changed a little bit. The silhouette could have been a little bit better. But overall, I really like this. This might be one of my favourite characters. I think she's really cute. I like the pose. I really like the colour choice. All the different shades of brown I think work really well for this prompt. The little pops of red and green. She's eating a little gingerbread cookie. She's got like a little decoration in her hair. I think this is really cute. I really love the ideas behind this, and I think she's a cute character. Number 97 was Candy Cane, and again, this was kind of similar to the gingerbread prompt. I just wanted to kind of turn that prompt into a character, and I had a lot of fun with this. She was supposed to look like the two characters went together, so the gingerbread character and the candy cane character are kind of... They were supposed to look like they could be standing next to each other, sort of, so that they kind of go together. That's why she's like facing the other way. There's a similar box in the background. She has kind of a similar pose, but slightly different, sort of flipped. I love the colour scheme. Obviously it's very candy cane themed. The red and the white and that pop of green, just to add something a little bit different. I love the green eyes with the striped eyelashes. I think it's so cute. The one thing I'm really disappointed about with this one was just the mixture of the stripes. I feel like it looks too stripy. I wanted the dress to be striped and the tights to be striped, but I feel like they look too closed up. So it ended up looking overall a little bit kind of messy because there's so much going on. So I think that the outfit could have been changed a little bit to improve this. Overall, I do like it. I love the character and the shapes and stuff. So I feel like it would be quite an easy fix to redraw this character with slightly different outfit to improve it a little bit, but I really like it. I think it's really cute. Number 98 was Red and Gold. I don't really have a lot to say about this one. I had a lot of ideas for this and I don't really feel like I ended up executing them quite as well as they looked in my head. This sort of elf pixie kind of inspired character with this sort of very ornate dress, but it didn't really end up working out quite to plan. Possibly just because I didn't have a lot of time to really think about it and improve the idea. I think the illustration's fine, I think the composition looks fine. The background is okay. I like all these little decorations in the background, and I love the hair with all holly. And I think the dress is cute, but there could have been so much more done with this, and I think that the silhouette could have been really improved. So I do think this is cute, but it just could have been better. Could have been so much more going on here. And I just feel like maybe the ideas got a little bit muddled and a little bit lost. Prompt number 99 was Christmas. I wanted to go really big with this one and do something very cute and add a lot of different elements in. I feel like it didn't quite work. This colour in the background was supposed to look sort of gold, but it does just look like bright orange, and I feel like that kind of distracts from the rest of the colour scheme. I think the red and the green is fine, but then I don't know why I added the blonde and the orange. It was supposed to be gold, but it didn't work. I wanted there to be all these different like lights, but it didn't end up turning out as cute as I planned. I think the colour scheme, ended up getting a little bit muddled and a little bit messy. You know, like the character over here, the circle, and then the tree in the background I think is cute. I love this tree. I think the tree's cute. The character could have been a lot better. I feel like I don't really know what happened. Somewhere along the way it ended up getting very muddled and the idea ended up changing a little bit, and it ended up not coming out as good as I really wanted it to be. And I don't think the face is drawn that well. I think the face kind of ruins it. And finally, for this sketchbook, like I said, I didn't end up finishing the challenge in 2018, so there aren't any more drawings in there. The final prompt, number 100, was congratulations. I just kind of wanted to draw something really fun to celebrate the end of the challenge and the fact that I'd completed all 100 days. Because I hadn't completed it the previous year, I was really determined to get all of these drawings finished in 2019, and even though some of them came out rushed and not very good, I still was really proud of the fact that I had drawn a full image consecutively for 100 days, according to the prompt list. It felt like a real achievement, I have to say. I've never actually had the willpower to finish like even a 30-day drawing challenge, so to do a full 100 days in 2019 was really kind of special to me, I guess. So number 100 was congratulations, and I drew my little original character, the same one that I drew for the very first prompt number 1. And there's a lot of bright colours. They're holding some little balloons. It says 100 for the 100th prompt, and yeah, it's cute. In terms of this as an illustration, it's really not that great. Like, the line art is really rushed. The colour scheme could have been a little bit better. There could have been a lot more going on. It could have been more dynamic, but it doesn't really matter. It really just symbolises the completion of the challenge and the fact that I actually managed to draw for 100 days consecutively, which was really special. But yeah, this video was supposed to be a comparison between the 2 years to see if my art has improved, but unfortunately I just didn't complete the challenge in 2018, so yeah, that is all for this video. I hope it was a little bit interesting to see the comparison between 2018 and 2019. I definitely could see a lot of improvement in some areas, but also in a lot of ways I preferred the 2018 drawings just because I attempted so much more and was so much more bold with my decisions, and I really tried to add a lot of detail, a lot of backgrounds and stuff. So I really want to take inspiration from that and try and incorporate that into my artwork a little bit more going forward, just attempting things and trying things and practicing things and really just drawing whatever I want and not caring about whether I have the ability to draw it or not. I stick very in my comfort zone in the 2019 sketchbook. They are very samey. I think it would be interesting for me to try and sort of step outside that comfort zone a little bit more and practice other stuff to kind of try and improve my art as much as possible, because that's the goal. That's the forever goal, is just improve as much as possible. But that is all for today. My voice is really hurting. I've been recording for a while. I have absolutely no idea if I will attempt this challenge again in 2020. Who knows? I will probably decide in September whether I want to attempt this challenge again. It was really difficult both times and very draining. But it's also really rewarding to look back on these and have, you know, a completed sketchbook of prompts from 2019. So maybe I will do it again. Who knows? Anyway, that is all for now. Bye. Goodbye. That's all. My voice hurts.